Peraí. Go. First.
So, good afternoon, boa tarde, bonjour, mesdames et messieurs, and welcome to another interview on the amazing Radio Eurovision channel. My name is Sergio, and I'll be conducting the interview today on behalf of Fabio. We're going to talk about Robert. He was born in September 13, 1983 in Tallinn, Estonia. Robert is the son of singers Ivo Linna and Reet Linna. From birth, Robert grew up surrounded by music and instruments, but he only began his own musical journey after finishing secondary school, performing the bands Era, Anskaya, Alaska, and Cosmophone. He completed his higher education at the Baltic Film and Media School, BFM, specializing in cinematography. Since 2009, he has been the vocalist, guitarist, and main songwriter of the renowned Estonian rock band Elephants from Neptune. And since 2013, the vocalist and producer of the acclaimed Estonian funk band Laul Dance Machine. Between the two bands, they have released a total of 9 studio albums, toured extensively across Europe, and he won 5 Estonian Music Awards. He has performed alongside artists such as the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Foo Fighters, Now Rodgers, and The Kills, among many others. His personal musical taste leans towards soul rock from the 1960s and the 1970s, while also incorporating elements of jazz, blues, and country. In addition to guitar, he plays drums, bass, and keyboards. As a producer, Robert has collaborated with artists such as Rita Ray, Annie, Tanika Charles, and Georgia Cecile, among many others. Beyond music, he enjoys acting, cooking, drawing, skateboarding, and football. He currently lives in Uri, in the Lahemen region, with his wife, 2 children, a dog, and a cat. Today, we're joined by singer Robert Linna, a participant in Eesti Laul 2026. First of all, we'd like to thank you for accepting our invitation. It is very important, not only for us, but also to introduce you to the audience and followers of Estonia's national final and Eurovision fans. The interview will be divided into 4 parts. First, we'd like to present you to the public as a person. Then we will talk about your musical career so far. Next, we'll discuss your participation in Eesti Laul 2026. And finally, we'd like to ask you some final questions. So, tere päevast, Robert. Tere tulemast.
Tere.
Was it right?
Tere.
Was it right?
Yeah, it was really good. Hello, everybody.
Hello. So my name is Sergio.
It's nice
to meet you. Yeah.
Nice to meet you too.
So I'm going to conduct the interview. So I've got some questions. Robert, when you were a child, did you dream of becoming a singer? And was it something that you always wanted?
Maybe I did. I don't remember because, well, growing up, music, I was surrounded with music all the time, so it was normal life for me. You know, I didn't know, like, if I should become a singer or anything like that. It was just fun, and it was just like a hobby for me. But I think, yeah, when I started playing in bands and when I started writing my music, then I started thinking about it that I don't want to do anything else in my life than music and performing. And yeah, when I was a child, I think I wanted to be like a secret agent or a race car driver more than a musician.
I think it's in your blood. It's in the blood.
Yeah. I think the realizing that I wanted to be part of my life was because that it is in my blood. My parents are both musicians, and even my grandparents. So I think it was. I just realized that that is the easiest thing for me to do, because I have these people I can ask advice at any moment, and it's just a part of me. And if I wasn't a musician, I have no idea what else would I do.
Thank God for that.
Yeah.
And how do you balance and how do you maintain balance between your professional life as a singer and your personal life? How do you combine that together?
That is a very good question, and that is the hardest part. I've been a professional musician for more than 15 years, and I'm still learning how to do it, how to balance it, and it requires everyday attendance and everyday like work or attention. But I'm so lucky that my wife, my partner in life, is the perfect person for me. That she can tolerate me being away at weekends, in the summertime, and in the evenings and late nights. You know, it's not easy, and the journey has been pretty difficult for me, because being not just in one band but in two bands, that is two different families that I have aside from my personal family, you know. So playing these different kind of roles is difficult, but at the same time, we have we have discussed it many times with my wife, with all the band members, and just it took a pretty long time to get my priorities straight, I would think. But as I said, I'm still learning, and that's like the hard part of being a musician. But at the same time, I love it, and it keeps me alive. That I'm not in a comfort zone, never, you know.
Yeah, perfect. It's a hectic life, and at the same time you are gifted, but then it really can be quite complicated to combine with everything else. And you've done it amazing.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of gifted people. Or I mean, every single person has a gift in something, I believe. Yeah. And there's a lot of gifted musicians around me as well. But most of being a musician is the work you put into it, and the dedication, and I'm happy that my mental state is pretty good, and I am an active person, and I try to keep my like mental health as good as possible, because it can be very hard at some points. Yeah,
absolutely, totally agree with you. When did you decide that music would be your way of life? Let's say your way of breathing. At what stage in life did you actually realize that? Was that you remember that?
I think, yeah, I do remember it, and I remember the exact moment. Even I was already in university in Baltic Film and Media School, and doing like student films and everything, and working as a filmmaker. And at the same time, my band Elephants from Neptune was already like taking off in Estonia. We were having a lot of concerts, and I think we even had released the first album, and also like played a little bit outside of Estonia. So I remember going to the store from my apartment. Back then, I think it was 2012 or something, 13. And I remember walking across the road, and I was like, it just something like clicked in my mind, like, oh my God, I have to like do music. This is my thing. And I realized that, okay, I'm gonna pull myself together. I'm gonna finish my university studies, just because I had already started it, and that kind of like realizing that that music is my way was such a relief, because I had been searching for myself for a long time by then, like being in different bands, I had studied graphic design before and arts, and I didn't know what to do in life. But I don't know, but with like, for some reason, going to the store that exact day, crossing the road, that was my like enlightenment. Like, okay, yes, I'm gonna do it. This is my thing, and I'm gonna do it like 150%.
Fantastic, and congratulations for that.
Thanks.
What are your greatest qualities as a person and as a singer?
Wow.
You can just like say 2, 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I think thanks to my parents, who are like really open-minded. I believe I'm quite open-minded, and I'm a very optimistic person. Like, even if everything is going like downhill, I still like have that belief in me that that whatever happens, I can make it, or I can help my friends make it, or my family. So that, I think that crazy optimism in life and ambition also like helps me go forward. And like, we never know what's going to happen tomorrow, so why not live today and yeah, like enjoy life as much as we can.
Absolutely. And leading to another question, what aspects do you value most in life?
I think I value the idea of being thankful. Like, okay, right now I'm kind of in a good place in life. I have a house, I have a family, and I have a little career in music. So I have to remind myself that I have to be thankful and happy for what I have in life, and I think it's very important to embrace the good things in life, but also the bad things. And there's a lot of conflict around us, and like, there are definitely hard times ahead for every one of us, as well as good times. So going through that and really like experiencing life, I think that is probably the most important thing for me in life, that I value it, that life gives us these kind of challenges.
Absolutely. It's like we live in a constant negative noise, and gratitude is very important in order to, clear that noise and elevate our condition. So what is your biggest dream in your life, and what's the next dream that you'd like to achieve? What do you have planned?
Well, one of my dreams that I'm working on right now is actually in a lot of ways thanks to this Eesti Laul competition this year. That was the first time I kind of came out with my own solo music, and that really inspired me and gave me the energy and motivation to finally like make my first solo album. So I'm working on it right now, and it has been a dream of mine for a long time now. So I'm working on releasing it in the end of this year. So
very good.
yeah. So that is one of the that is a dream I can reach already, kind of. But in a longer perspective, I think it's just to continue making music and performing as long as I can, and hopefully I can make it to everywhere in Europe, including Portugal.
Fantastic.
I've been to Spain. I've played in Spain already, but it's just kind of expanding my journey. That is like a lifelong dream. Yeah.
Absolutely, very good, excellent. You're welcome in Portugal.
Thank you.
We look forward to watch you singing. I don't know if you're going to answer this question, but what is the secret in your talent?
Oh, wow. I think I don't really regard myself as a very talented person. I think I'm just
well, your fans do.
Well, I'm very, very thankful for that. But I think my value in it is that I'm really hardworking and focused. And if I want something, I will get it. And I think that kind of blind faith in whatever I'm doing is one of my strongest parts. Yeah.
Good, fantastic. And so, in terms of personality, do we see a different Robert on stage and a different Robert in everyday life, or is it one, or can you expand a bit more on that?
Yeah, very good question again. I think it's definitely two different worlds. At home, I'm pretty quiet and shy, and I don't know, very normal, standard human being. But one of my favorite parts of being favorite parts of performing on stage is that's kind of a place where I can really open up and really express myself and whatever, release some kind of energy that I need to release, and I definitely have a slightly different persona on stage. I love dressing up and kind of I think that it's important for the audience to when they buy a ticket and they come to my concert, I want to give them something special. I want to give them a special experience, memory of that night. So in that sense, I feel like I have to boost myself as well, and really give it all I got. Yeah.
Good stuff. And what do you miss the most about your childhood?
Whoa.
You look very young. We all know you're, we introduced, we know your age, how you look very young, but
thank you.
Your fans are very curious about your what aspects do you miss the most about being a kid?
I think in some ways I value that I'm still in some ways a child, because I'm playing. And even in music as well, I'm playing music. I'm not taking it too seriously. If I fail, then whatever, I will try again. It's part of life. But being a child, I don't know. I think I miss being. I miss the lack of responsibility. Like,
Yeah.
just you do whatever you want to do. I think there's a kind of a freedom in that, and but I at the same time I'm trying to keep it in my mind, and I don't want to lose that, because like you said, as well, like we're all the child that we used to be is still alive inside of us. And we can never, we should never forget those that freedom of being a child, and I think that keeps me young.
Very good. Would you change something that you've done in the past, and what did it be?
I think I tried to live by the idea that I'd rather do things that I regret than regret having stuff that I didn't do. If you kind of get the idea, and there's definitely loads of stuff that I regret, but I would never change it, because that kind of, like, making mistakes is what makes us human, and especially in music, I think these kind of little, even the hard times or mistakes that we do in life, in relationships, that's the stuff that makes the best songs, the best music.
Absolutely. And if someone asks you, is there like a band or a singer that you recommend? If we ask for a suggestion, if we need, if we ask you like sort of how to uplift our life, is there like a singer, band that you'd recommend?
From, you mean like from like this present moment?
Yeah, right now.
Okay.
Right now. Yeah.
There's actually, like, obviously there's a lot of great musicians that uplift people every day, every second, every minute. But the first artist that came to me is a guy who I think he just released his first album. He's like just starting, but he's doing like already like North American tours, and he's coming to Europe this summer. He's an Australian dude called Don West. Don West, like he's a and I'm going to see him in Norway in 1 month. Yeah, exactly. And he has this kind of, first of all, he looks like has huge muscles, and he's like really like good looking, like hot guy, and at the same time has a really good low voice, and makes his music is kind of like this really old soul R&B. Very like strange combination, but he's really stylish and sounds great, and the production behind the music is really like cool and vintage and like old school, as I said. So I recommend checking out Don West. Yeah.
Fantastic. We'll take note of that. And if you had the opportunity to meet a fellow singer who is no longer with us, who would it be and why?
Wow. That is a good question. I think there is a lot of those singers, but maybe I would love to meet Jim Morrison. lead singer of The Doors. I would love to meet Jim Morrison in Paris. Just have a little coffee and talk about life and poetry. Yeah.
Fantastic. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
What is your dark horse musical taste? Something that people would actually not expect from you.
Wow.
That's quite deep, right?
Yeah. Guilty pleasures. Yeah. I think what could it be right now? I definitely have. I don't know. I would say like Backstreet Boys.
Okay, good, excellent. Yeah,
because that might be like unexpected in this time of life, but
yeah.
But when it comes on, like it takes me back to my childhood, my teenage years, and I kind of and I don't listen to Backstreet Boys every day at all.
Absolutely.
But when it comes on, sometimes I'm like, yeah, and I know all the lyrics, and I'm like, what is happening? Why do I know this? Why do I love this? But I like it. Yeah, I think so.
And as an artist, do you prefer YouTube or Spotify?
Wow, that is a good question, because there's a lot of like big international artists that have been pulling their music out of Spotify for different kinds of reasons. First of all, I think it's about like basically it's about money. But for me, obviously my music is on Spotify as well. It's just a very regular platform that people use. But coming back to your question, I don't really use Spotify that much. I think YouTube has a bigger wider range of music that is for my taste, I believe. So and even being an Estonian, I think there's more Estonian music on YouTube than there is on Spotify. But advertising myself right now, you can listen to my music on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, wherever.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of, I mean, this is all very, actual, but I personally wonder what's going to be the future. These are the platforms that we have at the moment, but let's say in 15, 20 years, everything's going to change. It's going to be a new platform, new ways of listening and appreciating music. So,
yeah, and I also like think that streaming is really like is very easy for everyone. You can do it wherever you want to, whenever you want to. But I think we should not forget, as music fan, we're all music fans of someone or some artist. We can never forget the actual the best way to experience your favorite artist is to go to a concert, be there with all the other fans, and just hear it right there. And and I know, being an artist myself, that is like the fan experience I value the most, because I can go on Spotify and check out how many streams I have, or on YouTube how many views I have for whatever song or video, but the best feedback is being in the same room with my fans.
Absolutely, totally agree with you. If your story was a book, what would you write on the first page?
I would just write, "Hi, my name is Robert. Nice to meet you.
Great.
Because yeah, that is what my father taught me. Like when I started when I started performing, he said, like, remember two things. First, when you go on stage, you say hello, and you introduce yourself. And when you leave, and the second thing is when you leave, you say thank you and see you next time, or something like that. Just be polite, and yeah. So that would be my answer.
golden words.
Yeah.
You have is there like 3 words that are able to define Robert? 3.
Well, well, I think there's. I hope there's more than 3 words, but it's hard to think about myself in 3 words. I would say, what could that be? Like, I would just say maybe happy, a little bit sad, and I think the third one would be friendly.
Excellent. I'm sure that your fans will agree with you.
I hope so.
You were born in Tallinn, and you are the son of 2 very well-known singers, Linna and Robert Linna. How was it like to grow up in such a musical environment? And did you ever feel pressure from an early age of being the son of 2 recognized artists? How was it for you?
Yeah. Well, for me, it was normal because I didn't know any other type of family structure. My parents were just that was their work, you know. And yeah, obviously they were maybe they were away more than maybe other kids' parents, but still we are very close, and I feel that I had a very loving childhood, and because I went to a small school, then basically we all were friends with each other, and our parents were all like friends pretty much. So in that sense, there was no pressure. Like if my father was a singer, then my friends, I don't know, father was a wealthy businessman or something like that, or a bus driver. They were all like cool people to us. So I'm happy that I didn't feel like any pressure. But being a teenager, I remember that I wanted to do like whatever else that my parents were doing. So that was the time when I started playing football and I started skateboarding, and I was kind of avoiding that musical side of my family because I felt that music is my parents' thing, and I think a typical teenager is like anyway like, oh, my parents suck, like I don't want to be like them. But I'm happy that it passed, and I realized that those guys are my role models in life, and they have been always very supportive, and that's when I realized like I love music, and that's what I love to do. Yeah.
Fantastic. And so, although you grew up surrounded by music from an early age, you only began your musical journey after secondary school. Why did you wait until then? Because
it was pretty much the reason that I just said in the previous question or the previous answer, that I felt like I need to like I felt like going to play music or be a musician would be like too easy for me, maybe. Like because my parents, I was doing like piano lessons and guitar lessons and everything, but I felt like I want to challenge myself and I want to find my own like way in life. So during that time, I was doing and trying out lots of different like things in life until I realized that, like, why am I searching for someone else? Why? Because like music for me, it's right there, and it doesn't have to be easy, and it hasn't been easy, you know. So that's why I kind of realized that pretty late in my life.
Good. So you were part of several bands such as Era, Alaska, and Cosmophone. Was there something that you learned from those early projects, you know, that actually helped you shape up your present career?
Yeah, I did learn something, that all of those bands I have been in, the other members have been like better musicians than me at some point, like kind of more advanced. So that is something that I feel is really important for me. Like if my musical life is kind of like a school of or in an academic sense, like that is the fastest way to like really push myself and learn, is to play with people that are way better than you are. So I think those bands really like helped me step up my own game in life.
So those experiences actually helped you discover your artistic identity.
I think so. Yeah, because like all of those bands have been with a group of friends, you know, and that I feel becoming more independent in life and growing up. You know, it's very much thanks to these kind of like little communities in my life.
Yeah. So we know that you already been working in music for a long time. You also specialized in cinema. What role does this art form in your life?
Well, studying film has helped me understand, if I'm like taking that knowledge into music, it has helped me understand a bigger picture right at the start. Like if I'm writing a new song, then I already have the whole the big picture in my mind, like how am I going to arrange it, and how would it sound like, and everything like that. And then I'm gonna like work on those little pieces inside there. So I think like the understanding of a big picture, that it consists of little episodes, that helps me build this kind of emotional kind of arch or way in music as well. And like, well, in film school I was mostly behind the camera, so in the last few years I've also become more interested in acting, and I think that also like playing some kind of a different role helps me like play these small roles in music as well.
Yeah, and thinking outside the box as well.
Yeah, definitely, and working in a group as well, because making films is very much a teamwork, and that's why I love, or I have been used to playing in bands with in a, because it's like a team effort, teamwork. Yeah.
So since 2009 that you have been the vocalist, guitarist, and the main songwriter of Elephants from Neptune. How was that band formed initially?
Well, I think, yeah, long story short, it was because my last my previous band before that, named Kaya, just kind of like split up, and there was just me and my other friend, and we were like thinking, where are we going to move on, and what are we going to do? And just by coincidence, we saw we saw at a really small festival in Estonia, we saw another band with only 2 members, and we like went to have a talk, and we became friends. And so at some point we were like, hey, there's like 2 like double teams here, like let's just put it together and make a band. And we went to the drummer's summer home, and just like played like whole over many weekends. We played like the whole night, whole day, and just realized that, hey, we have a pretty good chemistry here, and started to work on songs and became a band. Yeah.
Excellent, good stuff. And later on, in 2013, you joined Lex Soul Dance Machine as a vocalist and a producer. What attracted you the most to the band's funk and soul sound?
Well, mainly because when I was a little kid, a child, I loved listening to music, and I was, pretty much. Back then, there was no YouTube or Spotify, so I was listening to my parents' records. They had a really big collection, and there was a lot of like Beatles and old, like, I don't know, Tina Turner, and like these old rock and roll and soul and funk albums there. And I kind of like grew up with it. And at some point when I heard that group of my friends is putting together a new band, and they want to play. I need to be a part of it, and that really helped me work on my vocal performance, because in Elephant from Neptune, I'm also a guitar player, and that's more like more of a hard rock band. So you can like sing in the wrong key or whatever. No one will notice. You can just scream and whatever. But I needed. I think I needed. I needed to work more on my singing, and that really helped me.
Across both of those projects, you have released several albums and toured across Europe. Is there what was the most memorable moment of that journey? Thinking about maybe even Eurovision, that was like that happened last night in Vienna. I've played in Vienna a few times before, but I remember the first time I was there with the Elephants from Neptune, and we played on a river boat that had a bowling alley
inside.
Yeah. Wow.
So we were playing on the bowling alley, and that was a crazy experience. And obviously supporting big, like huge rock star bands like Red Hot Chili Peppers and Foo Fighters. These were like crazy cool experiences, playing in front of like 50,000 people, and yeah, and one time we were in Spain with like Soul Dance Machine. We played on top of a mountain that had like old bullfighting arena there, and that was also like a crazy cool place to play, like with all the stars. With all the stars at night, and this old bullfighting arena, and like people going crazy, and that was really cool. Yeah.
Excellent. And how was it like for you to win the 5 Estonian Music Awards?
Well, I mean, I have been very lucky that almost every album that I have been involved with has had either a nomination at music awards or even winning trophy. So I think these are like, I think these kind of moments show me that people are actually people actually care about what I'm doing, and they're interested in it, and they value it, because I can be writing music here in my room, by myself, and I have no idea, like I can record it, I can release it, and I don't know how it affects people, or who listens to it, or does anyone like it or not. I really don't know it, but these moments where you're in the spotlight and receiving an award for your own music that comes from your soul, your heart, I think that is very humbling, and I'm very, very thankful for it.
Fantastic. So your musical taste leans towards soul and rock from the 60s and the 70s. Is there something that fascinates you a lot about those decades that actually inspired your work?
Yeah, I think why I like it, that kind of music from that era, is because that is pretty much the very beginning of modern pop music.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love about it is that it's very fresh, it's very raw, and youthful, and those artists back then, they didn't really know what they're doing, or where is this going. It's very new. So I think that kind of tension in there, or this kind of mystery of what's happening. I think that is why I love it the most, and it's mostly very simple. I think nowadays you can very easily overproduce a song. You can add thousands of instruments in there and do it you can make music with just clicking one button, but I love that back in the 60s and 70s people really needed to work hard, because the studios were kind of I'm kind of okay. What I'm trying to say is that back then, it was harder to play instruments because they were not that good.
Less resources, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, there was
availability of resources was
yeah, yeah, and there was less equipment, and just
Yeah.
had to make the best of what you had. And it was, I think that's a very simple truth in life. Like, embrace what you have right here, and
Yeah.
try to make it as good as you can.
Fantastic. And so everyone knows that you have a very rich musical past as a singer. You have also worked as a producer for other artists.
Yeah.
What do you aim to achieve when you are actually collaborating with them?
Well, I think for myself, it's a very good way to kind of look at myself as a musician from a very different perspective. That I'm not the center of attention. I'm not the star, and producing music for others or writing music for others is a very good way to understand what actually is happening on the background, what it takes to make a good song. And I like and I love the challenge of working with harmonies and melodies, and like the psychology behind it. Like, what is that makes a good song? No one knows, you know.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to work with artists that have a very different approach and different voice than I do. So it's cool to experience that kind of other side of music.
Is there a musical style that you'd still like to explore?
Well, when I started out, like, that was before I was in any band. I actually did make hip hop beats on my computer, and using samples and loops. And I think that is maybe something that I would like to try at some point again, but with other people, making, like, I don't know, like hip hop style stuff, because I have done a little bit of, like, I don't know, house music production, or even like jazzy stuff on the other side. So obviously there's a lot of things I would like to try, but maybe hip hop could be cool. Yeah.
Great answer. Now let's talk about Eesti Laul, Estonian national final. Have you ever thought about participating in Estonia's national final, like, years ago in the past? Was it something that you had actually planned, or was it a sudden thing that you've just, okay, I'm going right now,
It's funny because, well, I think this the Eesti Laul competition in Estonia, I would say it is as big as Eurovision locally. Like, it's a big event. Everyone knows about it and everyone watches it. And I think definitely for the last 10 years, I think every springtime, someone from my band, someone like mentions, like, hey, are we going to participate this year? It kind of, it's a normal kind of part of every musician or every artist to kind of at least think about it every year. Like, maybe this year, if there's a good song, why not? And I have been part of it for I think 2 times before that, or maybe even 3. But this time, I was definitely like, no, like, I was like, maybe someone asked me about it, and I was like, I mean, last year, yeah, I was like, no, not this year. I want to do. I think I'm going to concentrate on my own music and do something else, And then when I finished the Metsik Rose song, then my wife was the one who said like, hey, you should try out, like send it. I think it could work there, and it did.
So what is the main message of Metsik Rose?
Well, it's a first of all, it's a love song to my wife, you know, but at some levels it's also a love song to music and life, and I think the main message is to really, if you're, let's say you're in a relationship with someone for a long time, like you might be even married, then you have to keep the fire alive, you know. Like a rose, it's a beautiful flower, but it has its little needles, the little thorns, you know. If you hold it too hard, you get hurt, you know, and you have to respect the beauty in a relationship, and yeah, keep the fire alive.
And how? Why did you feel that that song was actually suitable to compete in the national final for Eurovision?
Well, I didn't think about it. think that it was like the perfect song for that, but people around me did, and but I still do think that it was probably not, if I had, let's say, if I had won Eesti Laul and if I had participated in Eurovision, I don't think that it would have been like a perfect song for that still. So I'm very happy for, let's say, for like Vanilla Ninja, who won Eesti Laul, and there was definitely other songs there that year or this year that were like better for Eurovision, but I still feel like a good song contest needs to have range and needs to have like different styles and different approaches to music, because that is a good way to stand out.
Yeah, and you've come a very long way. And actually, how did you react when you found out that you were one of the Eesti Laul finalists?
Oh, I was really happy because I think inside somewhere I was like wishing that, oh, it would be so cool to really make it happen, and because like that song is very important for me, and I feel like, you know, it's important to have as many people listening to it as possible. You know, that's what every musician, I think, works for. You know, and I was really happy that I had the chance to perform it on a big stage, and I received so many messages and comments from people all over the world, and I was like so happy for that.
Fantastic. And how did you actually prepare for Eesti Laul 2026, and how did you prepare your stage performance?
Well, I think the first priority for me was to keep in mind that this is just my song. I know what I'm singing about. I know where this song comes from. So that helped me to really relax and enjoy the performance. And I knew that the other artists are gonna like do like full fireworks, lasers, smoke, everything, like crazy effects. So I wanted to keep it simple and really like focus on myself performing and myself singing the song, and singing from my heart, and like just to see like if I can reach anyone in the audience by just a simple song and singing a simple song.
And during your performance, who was the stylist who dressed you for the Eesti Laul performance?
She is my friend Johanna Eenmaa, and she's also a singer and a friend of mine, and she has been a backup singer in a lot of my band's albums, and she's a very good stylist as well, and she was the first one I talked to that, hey, I'm in the finals, can you help me? And we kind of figured out the style, and being in a big like loose suit was really cool, and it helped me be very like move very freely on stage. Yeah.
Excellent. I mean, your fans love you, but they have a tricky question for you. Would you change something about your performance? Like today?
Okay, today. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Like, I think a good song like lives beyond just one performance. If I would do it again, it would definitely be different, in some ways. And but going back to that night, yeah, we were there was this, okay, it's a really silly story, but I did have my backup singers with me on stage, and at first I wanted to have them on like really high podiums, that they would be like really high behind me, and with the director, the producer of the show, like I made a compromise that, okay, we're gonna use the low podiums, that they would be on ground level. But now I watched it a few times, and I was like, damn, I wanted to use the high podiums, but that is just a stupid little thing. Like I think I would love to do it again hundreds of times, and each time would be a little bit different.
If you could choose a dream duet with one of the contestants from last night's national final, who would it be with, and why?
You mean the Eurovision final?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, but definitely my favorite song was Malta, Bella Bella. I think he seems like a interesting partner on stage. Then okay, the singer from representing Italy, because he had almost the same suit that I had on in Eesti. I think that would be a cool combination. But I think since I'm a very open-minded musician, I think each one of those finalists last night would be like a really interesting and cool partnership, I think. And maybe the Greek rapper was like, had a really cool flow. I think I could definitely have fun with that.
Do you have if you have to choose, what's your favorite Estonian Eurovision song? ever?
Ooh, that's a good question.
The one, or you can mention 2, 3, so that way.
Okay. I think, well, very special one for many Estonians is the first one. That was, I think it was in 1994 or something. That was the first time when we No, maybe I'm wrong right now. But anyway, it's a song called Nagu merelaine by a singer Silvi Wright, and that is a song that is very respected, and it's like it's pretty hard to sing, but it has such a good force, a good power inside there. That is definitely one of my favorites, and also one guy who I have performed with many times is Ott Lepland. He sang a song Kuula. I think it was 2010 or 2012 or something. Kuula is also like a vocally, he does a crazy good performance, and he's a very good singer, and I would, I would love to, I would dream to be as good as he is someday.
It's my favorite song. It's my favorite in Estonia.
Yeah, nice. Kuula. Yeah, so good.
The song that you performed at the Estonian festival at your final, will it be included in future shows?
Yeah, definitely. I have done a few concerts by myself, like acoustic concerts, and I have a pretty good acoustic version of that song. I'm trying to record it and put it on YouTube sometime soon, so wait for it. It's definitely, that song really like pushed the doors open for me as a solo artist, and it's definitely going to be on my album as well. And I'm even thinking like maybe I'm going to name the album after the song as well. But I'm thinking about it. But in the end of summer, maybe sooner, I'm planning on putting together a bigger band so we can play it live, and it's definitely going to be like a sure part of future concerts, and I'm waiting for it to play it again.
Watch this space. Considering your long and recognized career, what did you feel you had to gain from this participation?
Well, I think well, in Estonia, I think I'm quite well known, but I'm well known because I'm a part of a band, either Elephant from Neptune or Lexel Danceman. I'm like a front man of a band. I'm a group guy. So this going to this Eesti Laul was the first time where I was kind of like alone, and that's always like it's like the same feeling that you're naked, in front of everybody. You're like, it's just you, and the whole pressure is on you, or me in this case. So I think that was a very big challenge for me, and a very a thing that I was looking forward to do for a long time already, to put myself in that spot out of the comfort zone of being with my friends around me. So that was a very good boost of my self-esteem, that I feel like, okay, I can do it. I can make it.
Do you think that you will return to Eesti Laul one day?
Uh, I don't know. Like, never say never. It's funny, but I have had I think 2 or 3 like invitations from other producers or artists that, hey, what do you think? I have a demo for you. Like, would you like to try out this year? But I'm thinking like I wouldn't like to do it or try like 2 years in a row, because it's quite time consuming being in that kind of being part of that contest. Takes like 2 months of like interviews, practicing, and all these different meetings about, what's the show gonna be like. Then you have to do the like make the budget, and then you have to do a music video. It's a lot of stuff to work on. But I'm thinking like maybe I would like to participate as a songwriter or a producer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I will know it for sure if I have a good song. If it feels right, I'm gonna send it. You never know.
Exactly, absolutely. What's around the corner? Was there a concert that actually impacted you the most personally, and which one did you enjoy performing the most in your whole career?
You mean my concert?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ah. I think well, one of them was definitely one of my first concerts. It was in the middle of Tallinn. There's this every Christmas time. There's this really adorable, cute Christmas market in the old town of Tallinn, and they have a stage there, and like young bands can play. And I remember, that was the first time when my parents came to see me play, and it was really cold. It was Christmas time outside, and I was like, I don't know, I was so embarrassed at the same time, and so shy, and it was so hard to play there. But I remember being really happy and relieved when it ended, and that was one of the most important concerts. Yeah, definitely, because that was pretty much the first one. But yeah, later on, I think playing with my band's Elephants from Neptune, supporting Red Hot Chili Peppers, that was like the first big concert that we did, and that was like I will never forget being so nervous before performing. Like, we were all shaking, but at the same time, that was like, that's the dream. That's what we love, why we are doing it, like in front of all those people, and seeing members of Red Hot Chili Peppers backstage, talking to them. That was very, very like rewarding experience.
Good. Which international stages do you dream performing on, like further afield, apart from the ones that you've performed? Are there any any geographical location you dream of singing and performing?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of dream places for me, I think, and I probably could name hundreds of those kind of places, but I've always had a dream of playing Glastonbury Festival, or any of those like bigger European festivals like Glastonbury or Roskilde. These are like kind of like stuff that I would love to make it happen in my lifetime. And there's this really cool place in America. It's it's a place that it's called Red Rocks. It's in the desert. There's this big amphitheater, and a lot of cool big bands play there, and that would be a crazy cool experience, or whatever, like Coachella or some. Well, basically, I would love to play a big music festival and like kind of experience the atmosphere there. That would be a dream of mine. Yeah.
We think that Coachella is very much you. So,
well, I guess I have to find out for myself.
What are the next steps in your career? Can we expect an EP or an album soon?
Since participating in this Eesti Laul, I have already released 2 singles. You can go check it out on Spotify or YouTube, whichever is your whichever do you prefer. And I'm going to put out a few more songs across this summer, a few singles, and I will make it into a full album by the end of this year. I'm thinking October or November. I haven't set the date, but definitely before Christmas time, I will release my album. And since I have a lot of stuff to do in studio, a lot of recording, a lot of writing, but at the same time, a lot of concerts here in Estonia and hopefully in Europe too.
Fantastic. What message do you want to convey through your artistic work?
I think the main message is to is just to have fun. Just have fun, you know.
Yeah.
Like for I think, no, like I said before, we never know what's gonna happen. I don't know, tomorrow or the day after that. We have to try to live in the moment, respect ourselves, respect each other.
Yeah.
And to just be as positive as we can in this crazy world.
Fantastic. Robert, thank you very much. To conclude the interview, we'd like to sincerely thank you on behalf of all your fans, Robert, and thank you for accepting this invitation. It means a lot, not only to us, but also to our platform. It's also important for us to introduce you more closely to the audience that follows the national finals and Eurovision Song Contest, as well as the general public. We wish you the very best in your future musical career, in your personal life, and from your side, we promise to continue following your journey and wish you every success in the path that you will follow in the music world. So, Tanaitide.
Yeah, muito obrigado. Obrigado. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.